I got the expert electrician with me today. This GFI outlet controls the plugs underneath the kitchen island, which I use almost every single day. And the one that was in there went bad.
So this is the outlet that was installed in there originally,
Yeah.
and when I pulled this apart, this here was already broken.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
this screw here,
Yeah.
like the plastic broke out, and this whole top's loose.
No wonder it wouldn't reset. Huh.
This side's cracked all the way down here too.
Oh boy.
So I guess what happened is that over the years the plastic probably got brittle, and there was lots of wires shoved in that box. Probably, well, they're probably a little too long for that box, and somebody just shoved them in there real tight. So the wires were probably pushing out on the outlet. This is
Oh, and
just
then
my
when the
theory.
plastic got brittle,
And then as time, the plastic got brittle and it cracked the outlet.
yeah.
But that's just my non-professional guess.
Well, I think you're way more professional than me, because I would have been laying on the floor electrocuted by now. We got it wired up once and it didn't work, so what you had to do, reverse the
Yeah, I think on the old outlet, for some reason it still worked, but the line side and the load side on the old outlet were also reversed.
Okay.
So we got that reversed, and now it should work good as new.
You need me to go hit the
Yeah,
breaker?
let's go try it and see what happens. When I push this, it doesn't snap on, so I don't know. Are all those breakers? Well, we got green light there, but I guess that doesn't mean much.
Try the toaster, see if it works.
It wasn't staying down.
It's still not working.
No, this needs reset.
Alright, the little green light's on. We're all set. It works now?
Well, before it wasn't working right, and for some reason the wires were flip-flopped and mixed up. So I got out the old electrical tester,
Okay.
and we identified the right wires, which side's the line side, what side's the load side,
Yeah.
and they were flip-flopped, so we reversed the wires and hooked it up accordingly, and so now it is working.
Alright. I'm glad my son's the electrician, because I would have been so frustrated trying to figure this out. And
We've got the toaster test mechanism, but I also just stole this
oh, you got that
light.
little night light thing.
So just for a test mechanism.
And it works.
There you go.
Alright. Perfect.
Now we just
Yay.
gotta shove it back in there and screw it in.
Yay. I'm so grateful for my son. I don't know what I'd do without him. I treated him to I cooked him a great big breakfast this morning, so he was pretty pleased with that. Filled his belly up. So, it was the best way I could reward him anyway. When I stopped to think about it, I built this house in 1992. My father and I put most of the lumber together. Of course, I hired subcontractors. I had a subcontractor did my basement, my block, and my concrete work. Another subcontractor did all my plumbing, and another subcontractor did the electric. But everything else I did, or had the help of a few friends now and then, but mostly my dad was over here to help me with it. My dad's been gone for quite a few years now. But now, I'm in the position that I'm the dad, and my son comes over, and I have that camaraderie with him, and yeah, just another phase of life. It's interesting. I think the average age of a house is somewhere around 50 years, and then they start to need a lot of house flipping. I don't know how this log home's going to hold up. It's 32 years old at this point. So yeah, things are going to go bad, you know. And I mean that GFI outlet, I don't know what caused it to go bad other than just age, stress. But it wasn't working anymore, and that controls the outlets that are under the island here. So um, we got that fixed, and I'm glad because I would have been so frustrated if I had to do that myself. So you know, yeah, it's like what's going to go next? I mean, we've already replaced the roof. I've replaced the two skylights up there, not because they were leaking, but only because they were getting clouded over. You know, they in between the glass, like they weren't clear anymore. These ones, it's a cloudy sky, but you can see the clouds up above, so they're very clear, and they allow a lot of sunlight to come in and brighten this up. Because logs tend to suck light out of the room. Uh, the painted interior walls will reflect light. Home like this, it's important to have some light painted walls to add more light to the thing. What else have I done? I will replace the back door because it again the glass was getting foggy. The original doors that were there, so that was new. All of my double hung windows are original, and they're holding up pretty good. I don't have any problem with them anymore. I do need to wash all my windows, which is a major chore, both inside and out. So, which means, you know, I gotta get on these lower ones I can do with a step ladder, but the higher windows upstairs, I either got to get up on the porch roof on the back to get that big picture window. And the bedroom windows in the back, I'm probably going to have to get the extension ladder out to reach those. But that's a spring job, washing all the windows. They get cloudy over the winter time. They're not like crystal clear anymore. That's the second military aircraft that just flew over. I'm not sure what that one was. I thought maybe it was a C-130, but I don't know. I'm going to have to research that a little bit. The one I was inside and I heard this loud aircraft. Now, this is a typical flight pattern for the medevacs because to the south we have the Lodi Hospital, and then Medina Hospital is to the northeast. And so the medevacs fly over, but they don't fly as fast, you know. They kind of have a slower flight path, so you hear them coming, you know, that pop, 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 pop. And you know, it takes a while for them to, and you can have time to come outside and actually see them. These aircraft, though, it was like I heard this roaring inside the house, and I'm like, okay, that's not a medevac. And before I could get outside, it was already gone. And I hadn't been inside but for a minute or so when this other one came flying over. And so I was able to, you know, run out here and get the tail end of it real quick as it was going by. So I don't know what that's going on, if that's a National Guard thing or if something big's coming down. I hope not. I've had people ask me too why I don't have window coverings, you know, blinds or curtains on my windows. I do in the bedrooms. I have shades that can pull down and curtains just for privacy. But here in the downstairs living area, the kitchen areas, upstairs, there's no window coverings at all. And I like it that way because I like to be able to look out and see what's out there. You know, the deer are out there, the birds, the wildlife. I like to look out and see if there's a car in the driveway out front. I just prefer it that way. And you know what? I don't walk around in my underwear anyways. And even if I did, I'm kind of secluded back here, so who's going to sneak around through the woods to look in my windows, you know. I mean, if they wanted to, that's fine. They're not going to see very much. Um, and really, I've actually gone outside after dark with the lights on in here and walked around in the yard. And even if somebody was in the house, you can't really see in very well because you're kind of like looking upward. So you'd be more apt to see, the ceilings and that from your perspective from where you are down on the ground. Uh, you might see somebody's head moving by a window or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I have very, very little concern about and have never had. I did consider on the front window a really a nice kind of a shade that could come maybe halfway down, but that would just be more for aesthetics than anything. I was looking at like some bamboo slatted shades, just to kind of make that look a little nicer. Yeah, I still got this huge cat tree. I took the cat window, the pet door out and closed this window when it was real cold because my female cat, she doesn't go outside anyways. She will in the summertime, but she doesn't even go anywhere near the catio in the wintertime. So I took that out and for now, and I don't think she uses this cat tree or any of the cat stuff out there on the porch. She's getting old. She's probably 17 years old now. She could live, 3, 4 more years. I don't know. But at that point, will I get rid of all the cat stuff? There's no reason why I wouldn't. I mean, I don't plan on having any more cats. So this thing is in really good shape. I could probably sell it, I suppose. I've got, another cat tree out there, another one there. I mean, I got, there's cat stuff all over the house, and I've already eliminated some of it. Because at one point we had eight cats in this house. They were all vetted, neutered, spayed, and they were all indoor cats. We did not let them out. So the one that I have left, she's a feral. She's completely wild. She's not a lap cat. She won't come near me. She does kind of lay up here in the morning and wait for me to come out of the bedroom, and she'll lay there and just let me talk to her. And she closes her eyes and puts her head down, so I know she's comforted by, to hear me get up in the morning. But if I try to approach her, she'll take off running. When I'm downstairs, she's up. When I'm upstairs, she's down. And that's about you see of hers because she's feral. We got her as a kitten, but she was already wild. She wasn't like tamed, and well, I guess once a cat's feral, they're always feral. You can't really tame them. It would just be like catching a raccoon and trying to tame it or something. You can't do it unless you get them when they're really little babies. So she's the only one I got left, and I do see her once in a while. If I'm sitting downstairs here reading my Bible or whatever, she'll look at the top of the steps and see that I'm occupied, and then she'll creep down the stairs and she'll go into the kitchen and get herself something to eat. But other than that, she has no social time with me whatsoever, and that's fine. I mean, to me, it's okay. It's kind of nice to know that she's here. At least I got some company to some degree. But when she's gone, she's gone. I'm not replacing her. And I've had people ask me too, "Hey, Chi, why don't you get a dog?" And it's like, you know what? I love dogs. I've always had dogs my whole life, so I know. Dogs are a very great companion, very lovable. I mean, they're like having a child, and but with that comes responsibilities, comes vet bills, what are you going to do when you need to travel, and you want to go on a vacation or you want to go on a trip and you can't take the dog with you? Then you got to board it or find somebody to take care of it or have a pet sitter come over and take care of it. And I don't want to get tangled up in that anymore in my life. So at this stage of my life, no more pets. I'm kind of done with that. I'll feed the birds. I'll feed my crows. I just took some scraps out there. I had some fat scraps, some other stuff I put out there, some bacon grease, and the crows just went at it this morning, and it's completely gone within like an hour after I put it out there. It's gone. There's this murder of crows that comes in every day to see if I put something out there, and I'm waiting for the snow to melt off on the back deck because all the seed shells are frozen into the snow from the birds, and you can't even clean that up or sweep that up until that snow melts off of there. So it's kind of a mess back there, and I don't like messes, and that's a big mess. So yeah, I'll take care of it eventually. Well, cats, thanks for hanging out with me today for all it was. At least we got the outlet taken care of. I loaned my son my editing program to see if maybe he could download it onto his computer because he wants to do some editing. He has his airplane and he wants to do some aircraft videos with his airplane and stuff and talk about stuff like that, which I think it'll be a pretty cool channel if he ever gets it up and going, but he needed an editing program. So I offered him my old Vegas editing program, and I'm not sure that he'll be able to get it. It's an old program, and I have it on my computer upstairs, and it works well for me still. But I'm not sure if it's compatible with his newer computer or not. I don't know. He'll have to see. The new computers no longer have the CD, DVD drive that you could open the tray and stick the DVD disc or the CD disc in, and that's what this editing program was. It was on a CD disc. And so he's got an older computer. He's going to have to put the CD disc in that and see if he can get that loaded on that computer, and then maybe transfer it into another file that he can put on his new computer. I don't think it's going to work, but he's pretty savvy with technology, so hopefully he can get that up and going and it'll work for him. All right, cats. Well, I'm going to let you go, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'll show you the door. It's all fun. Till next time, cats. I'll catch y'all later.